Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is GNR or Harrison, you can call me whichever, and today we're going to be talking about Logan. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the movie Logan, and I am super pumped to talk about it. So as of right now, this recording, it is premiere night for the movie Logan. I don't know if I've said this in any videos before, but I am a huge fan of superhero movies, whether that be Marvel movies, DC movies, X-Men movies. I guess X-Men is a part of Marvel, so Marvel movies. I grew up with X-Men. X-Men holds a very special place in my heart. I remember my dad introducing me to the series with the very first X-Men and the second X-Men, because that's when those were the only two at the time, if I can remember correctly. And I just remember loving the crap out of those movies. I thought that they were very unique superheroes, and I thought they were very different from the regular Marvel superheroes like Spider-Man and Captain America. I thought they were just very different and unique in their own way. And when I first started watching these movies, I instantly became attached to Wolverine. I legit cannot tell you why. I don't know why. I literally thought he was the most badass character, and he still is, and he still reigns as probably my favorite superhero to this day. Now, enough about my backstory in terms of me loving superhero movies. The first couple minutes of this of my thoughts are going to be spoiler free, but I am going to emphasize when I get into spoilers. Do not worry about that. I will definitely emphasize about that. So let's get right into the spoiler free part of this video. So what I want to say first is that this is not your traditional superhero movie. This is not like the first three X-Men. This is not like the prequels. This is not like the first two X-Men movie or the first two Wolverine movies. It is its own thing, and I absolutely love that. I don't affiliate it with any of those X-Men movies at all because it's its own thing, and I cannot get across how much I absolutely adore that. It's also interesting to see how Charles and Logan, you see them in Wolverine, you see them in a very different place in their lives. The year is set in 2029. You don't see there's not a lot of mutants left. There's little to none. And you see them in a bad place. Charles is not doing well mentally. Logan is not doing well physically. And they really both need help. And it's cool. I shouldn't say it's cool, but it's great because you don't see this side to superheroes at all. In movies nowadays, usually superheroes are prevailing and taking down the bad guys, and you don't see them in really too much pain or anything like that, because they're gonna win. But in this movie, it's literally the complete opposite. I was in the movie, I was wincing, because it was just things were happening, and I didn't want to see them happen because they were so bad, because I grew up with this character, and this character that Hugh Jackman has taken on for 20 years, known as the Wolverine, I've become so attached to him, and every time a X-Men movie comes out, I have to see it on opening night, because those movies are so close and near and dear to my heart. I've never really followed the comics. There's so many comics that I just can't get into them, and if I could, I would, but there's just so many. But like I said, I hold these films near and dear to my heart, whether they be bad or good X-Men films. I truly think that if this movie was to be set in its own, if this movie was not to be a superhero movie, it would still do fantastic. It would still tell a great story, and I think you'd still know where it was going. I went with my girlfriend. My girlfriend's not really into superhero movies at all. Ever since she's dated me, she's been with me. I've introduced her to superhero movies. We watched a couple of the X-Men movies. We've watched a couple of the Iron Mans. A couple more superhero movies. I really want to watch Guardians of the Galaxy with her. But anyway, she absolutely loved it. She was on the edge of her seat. She thought it was a fantastic story, fantastic pacing, fantastic characters, and I think that the film did a really good job with, like I said, making it its own thing. So now to jump into the spoiler section of this video. Guys, it is spoilers. I'm waving my hands. It is spoiler time. Okay, if you guys have not seen the movie, and you guys do not want to watch this part, please exit the video. I'm actually telling you to exit the video if you haven't seen the movie yet. But if you want to stay, go ahead. It's your choice. Whatever. I don't care. But let's get into the spoiler section. When I first went into this movie, or when I first thought of this movie, I thought it was going to be old man Logan, being very depressed, not knowing where he is, not knowing what to do, and then finding this girl, essentially Laura, X-23, and kind of redeeming himself. It's the exact opposite. And I like that. Essentially what it's about is Logan finding his own mortality. He stays at the same mental attitude. He stays just with the same just path throughout the entire movie. He doesn't change. He doesn't care about, he cares about Laura, obviously, that progresses throughout the movie, but he doesn't care about himself, I don't think. I think he's ready to be done. He's been alive for a very, very long time. I think he's just ready to go. And like I said in the spoiler-free section, it was really, really great to see a different side to Charles and Logan. Logan is physically hurting from the adamantium. He's being poisoned by the thing that made him great and what he is, and it's killing him. And then Charles, on the other hand, is having seizures, and it's just not going too well. And it's really, really, it's great, but it's sad to see because like I've said previously in the video, I've become so attached to these characters and love them so much that it's just really, really sad to see them go through this kind of pain. Let's talk about the character Laura. Let's talk about X-23 and how she kind of progressed and whatnot through the movie. I thought she was fantastic throughout the movie, like hands down. I thought she was absolutely great. I thought that it was a great selection for the cast. I thought she really fit that role very well. I thought that I knew she had the two claws. Like, I knew she had the two claws. Did not know she had, like, that foot claw. That thing was dope. Like, who does not like that? That thing was awesome. Anyway, I feel like she was very confused throughout the entire movie. I felt like she knew where she wanted to go. I felt like she knew where she wanted to go, but she was just confused the entire time. And I felt like she was confused because she's been out of reality for her entire life, because she was living in that facility where they were testing on her and other mutants and trying to make them into soldiers her entire life. And I felt like she was getting to know her dad, Logan, Wolverine, as well throughout the movie, because she hasn't seen him ever since she's been born, technically. But to get back to what I was talking about, I think that X-23 or Laura was great in the movie. Even though she didn't talk too much throughout the movie, I thought she was a very integral part to the story. I feel like she made Logan feel a little bit younger in a sense, and I like that. I like that a lot. And towards the end of the movie, I think throughout the entire movie, you kind of see Logan get really down and just down in the dumps. Not only from his mentality, but also physically. Like, he's just hurting so much. He doesn't heal as well as he used to. There's a scene at the doctor's office where he just has these cuts in his stomach, and I'm like, dude, like, that is bad. Like, that is not good at all. And the person who gave him those cuts was X-24. Now, hold on. I did not see this coming at all. I did not see X-24 coming whatsoever. At all. It completely came out of left field for me. I was blown away. And the part in the scenes where X-24 was just ripping on Wolverine was when I was wincing. Like, that's when I was like, oh god, no, he can't. Like, that's when I was like legit just feeling sad and not wanting him to take any more pain. Like, Wolverine was putting up a good fight for his age, but man, I just could not take it anymore. Like, I was sad. But to get back to talking about X-24, I thought that whole idea was very interesting as well. Maybe they introduced that in the comics. I don't know. I didn't really look into the comics for Old Man Logan. I didn't really want to spoil it for myself. But I thought that whole character was very interesting. They said that they don't really need X-23 anymore because they have X-24, and it worked. Obviously, you see X-24 in action, and he's just freaking ripping on people. It's literally a younger Logan, but evil. I thought it was cool how they made Hugh Jackman look younger, but also older in the movie, because the younger Logan, the evil Logan, is not, or X-24 is not CGI. Like, it's Hugh Jackman, and he looks like a freaking badass, and he looks really, really young. So I thought that was good. So good on you, makeup team or whoever did that. Maybe Hugh Jackman knows himself, whatever. I don't know, but good job on that. And to get towards the end of the movie, since I've been kind of going through the movie in chunks, the scene where he takes that green juice and he just jacks it into himself, and he just goes full out, he goes full out Wolverine. That was the scene where I got the most goosebumps, because throughout the movie you see Logan, he's very tired mentally and physically. He's not like himself anymore. He's in a world where he's in a world where mutants aren't a thing anymore. Like, they're literally going extinct. And he's kind of in the minority, and no one really wants him anymore. No one really cares for him. And to see himself inject that green juice into his neck and then just go full out crazy mode, it reminded me of the younger Wolverine. It reminded me of the younger Logan in X-Men 3 and X-Men Origins, and of the Wolverine. It reminded me of that Wolverine. And, I was having flashbacks. I was thinking back to the older movies, and I started getting goosebumps because I saw if you see a glimpse of that for like maybe like 2 minutes, and then it goes away like that because the green juice wears off. I thought that was brilliant on their part, because maybe that's not how you're supposed to interpret it. I feel like movies are really it's your way of interpreting that medium, but I felt like that was brilliant in the writer's eyes. When X-24 is just beating up on Logan, and he drags him over with the shoulder. He puts his claws into Logan's shoulder and drags him over and just places him up on the branch or on the tree, and just impales his stomach with one of the branches. It was just, I kind of started tearing up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I knew that was the end. I knew that he was not going to heal from that. I knew it was over. Not only from like the physical pain, but he wasn't going to come back from that, mentally or physically. And I knew I knew the character wanted to kind of let it go. And seeing Laura go up to him and be like, "Dad, like, don't go, no," that was sad too, because she just started to get to know him over a week, and now he's already gone. So I thought that was pretty sad. And I think a very, very important thing to point out in this scene is when he's smiling and he's dying at the same time, and he says, "This is what it feels like." I think that is one of the most important scenes in the entire movie. He's been alive since before World War I believe. I think, right? Correct me on that, but he's been alive for a very long time, like more than 100 years, and probably pushing 200 years. And he's been immortal this entire time, and he finally gets to realize what mortality is like. And he's not scared of it. He doesn't fear it. He embraces it because he wants it so much. Because he's been immortal for such a long time and doesn't want it anymore. And I thought that was saddening, but pretty great to see him go out like that, because it was sad for me to see him go out like that, but with the character, he wanted to go out like that. So I thought that was pretty great. And I think to top it all off, the end of the very, very, very ending scene of the movie, where they buried Logan, and the cross is like at the foot of, or at the head of the rocks, and Laura goes over to it and changes it to an X. I literally just got goosebumps everywhere, because it is that, I think that scene alone closes off the legacy that Logan / Wolverine / Hugh Jackman has left in the superhero universe, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or I guess not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just the superhero universe of movies, for 20 years. For all the younger kids that are into X-Men, he's been playing Wolverine for 20 years. I'm pretty sure the first X-Men came out in like 2000 or something like that, maybe 1999. And I really hope that the girl who is playing Laura, realizes the legacy that she is taking over for Hugh Jackman. Now, I'm not saying that she's taking over Wolverine. I'm not saying that she's doing that. but she is Wolverine essentially, and I really hope that she realizes the legacy that she is taking over, and kind of not rebooting, but just kind of bringing the younger girl Wolverine to life. And I really hope she is. Like I've said, I really hope she realizes the legacy that she is taking over. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you guys do want to see more content from myself, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Hopefully you guys are enjoying my Horizon Zero Dawn What You Playing series. I'm currently loving that game. That game is absolutely fantastic. So make sure to be on the lookout for more of those as well. And if you guys have not already seen some of the other X-Men movies, if you guys are not into the X-Men universe, if you have not seen Logan yet, please do yourself a favor and at least go see Logan. And if you dig that, watch the other X-Men movies, because the prequels are pretty decent as well. So, like I said, please go see Logan. Do yourself a favor. It's a fantastic movie, even if you aren't into superhero movies. But you know, this is my opinions. This is my thoughts on the movie. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next video.